bank accounts. What should we be aware of when it comes to bank accounts?
In the UK, it's important where you have a single account, I would recommend make it joint with your partner or with your son or your daughter. The reason being is because if you have a single account, upon your demise, it will be blocked.
Right, okay.
But if it's joint, it has this right of survivorship concept. In other words, the money will go to the second person. So it's important you have the right person who is going to be in a joint account with yourself.
And does the will sort of change that at all, or can they just keep withdrawing money post?
Well, look, if it's in joint names, then it means the money goes to the second person. So take an example, husband and wife.
Sure.
She gets the money from day one.
Okay.
But if it's in your name alone, and you're normal, they will block the account. So you need the will to apply for the probate
Sure.
to get the money. That will take time, obviously. Then you got to take other situations like inheritance tax into account. All the monies need to be disclosed to the revenue. So it's like opening a can of worms.
Sure.
If it's joint, you save all that aggravation.
And I guess it keeps the house running, God forbid, because they can
Exactly.
still live. And again, going back to what we talked about before, if everything's blocked, then life for the surviving parent and children potentially come to a standstill.
That's why what we're trying to do is to create flexibility, that when the breadwinner passes away, the house still continues. It's still running. So always convert a single to joint account. I will also recommend just to keep separate accounts as well for the husband and wife. You never know when it could be required. People talk about offshore bank accounts as well.
Sure.
That's also another possibility because in joint names, they don't freeze the accounts. But something I would strongly recommend, open up bank accounts for your children.
Open bank accounts for the children, and how would that benefit the situation?
It's just so that if monies need to be transferred into the account, we have a receiving account. I know
Right.
in other jurisdictions, and the UK is no stranger to this, when you're dealing with minors' shares, the courts are very, very particular.
Okay.
And if any money is going into a minor account, they need a receiving account. They need an IBAN number for the money to be transferred into the child's account. So I know majority of the UK residents, when they have a child, they do open bank accounts. All I'm saying, just make sure every child has their own separate bank account.
So would you recommend they're separate or just a joint account for all the kids, or does it
At the end
matter?
of the day, when you open a bank account for the child, it will probably be with the mother and the child. All I'm trying to say is, as a child is getting older and older, if you can open up a separate account for the child, this is something you need to explore, this avenue with the banks. All I'm trying to do is create independency, flexibility. Every person has an account, but if you have a single, make it joint. as
Okay,
well.
and that's the main message, isn't it? If you're on your own and you are married, have a partner, whatever it might be. But I suppose if you're not married, you could potentially say, if you had a child,
Open an
mother,
account.
whatever it might be, open a
Will be
joint
between
account.
the parent and the child.
Okay, perfect. And that will save you any issues when it comes to probate, having to wait for probate to access that money.
correct. Not only that, it just, at least if money is going to be paid to the beneficiary account, they have a receiving account in
Sure.
the first place.
Perfect. Okay, well, wise words there, Mohammed, and hopefully that's quite straightforward for everyone to understand.
I hope so.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.